According to the National Golf Foundation, Americans spend $1.5 billion every year on golf instruction. The average American golfer shells out between $1,500 and $2,500 a year on green fees, club memberships, and equipment. Now, while there are many factors which go into a successful round of golf, the one that gets the most talk and attention is club head speed. Now, a top PGA professional has club head speed which tops out at over 125 miles an hour. Now, all other things equal, the faster your club head speed, the farther your tee shots will travel, which puts you closer to the green and increases your chances of a lower score. So how do we build a training program to get the most out of your golf swing? So there are two coordinated forces involved in a golf swing. The first is the transfer of weight from the trailing side to the leading side of the body. This process involves the hips, core, and lower body to generate power and maintain balance. The second force is the explosive release of stored energy in the upper body during the transition from the backswing through the downswing. The golfer rotates their shoulders and hips while keeping their arms extended, building torque and angular momentum. So now let's look at the anatomy of a golf swing. Our primary muscles involved are going to be the glutes, the hamstrings, the core muscles, specifically the transverse abdominis, the lower back stabilizers, and the obliques. And then all your major upper body muscles, the delts, the pecs, and the lats. And finally, the forearms and the wrist add additional power to a golf swing. So our key training objectives to increase club speed and facilitate that transfer of force will be to improve our lower body strength, develop explosive upper body force generation, increase our hip, knee, and ankle stability, increase our forearm and wrist strength, improve our lower back strength and injury prevention, and finally, to ensure adequate recovery between our workouts. So we'll organize this into strength exercise sessions. We'll do 2 of these a week, and then we'll have 1 or 2 additional sessions for plyometrics and agility for additional power and balance. Here's our lower body workout. And first up, we have the dumbbell squat. Now, this targets our quads, glutes, and hamstrings. And we want to begin with our feet directly under our shoulders, so our dumbbells have room to work. We want to check our alignment. Our knees are going to stay directly over our feet. And we want to have our lower back neutral and straight. We don't want to be rounding off. We want to keep a strong core. And we want to come down until our thighs are parallel to the floor. Next up is the deadlift. These can be done with dumbbells or barbells. We're going to show the dumbbell version. But we're going to begin with our feet. We're going to be inside our hand grip on the dumbbells and our toes slightly behind the dumbbells. Then we reach for the dumbbells. We're going to rock our hips back. We're going to feel the workload transfer back to our glutes. We're going to straighten up and drive up through our hips. And we're going to finish tall at the top. And then on the way down, we want to control the weight. These target our glutes and our hamstrings. The lateral lunge targets the inner and outer thigh and strengthens the tendons and ligaments which support the knees. Now, as the weight transfers to the working leg, we want to keep our back straight and our core strong. And let the other trailing leg just straighten out at the knee. And then each rep, we drive up with the heel of the working leg, keeping our back straight. The dumbbell split squat is another great lower body stability exercise. It targets the quads, glutes, the inner and outer thigh as well as the core muscles. Now we're going to show the example with the trailing foot resting on the bench. This is the more advanced version. You could also do these with both feet on the floor. So we want to begin by stepping out far enough so that we have enough room to work, but the rear foot still reaches the bench. And then as we control on the descent, the weight shifts to our front leg. We go down until the front knee is about at a 90-degree angle. And then we're going to rotate using both the trunk and the shoulders at the bottom of each rep. It's important to keep both knees stable throughout the rotation and then back up as we come back up with a straight back. Once we finish one side, then we will switch legs after a brief rest and we'll do another set on the other side. The flat dumbbell bench press is one of the best exercises I know to work the chest muscles, the pectoralis major. So we're going to rock back and just take the weight back with our knees, just like this, and press up, up. Exhale on the push up. This is the incline dumbbell row. Great exercise for the lats and the mid-back. Advantage here is our back is going to be supported through the whole exercise. So unlike a bent row, there's very little chance that you're going to throw your back out. We want to finish with the weights against our rib cage. We want a good squeeze at the top because we really want to get the maximum contraction that we can. This is the kneeling shoulder press. We start these with the weight in a neutral position with our palms facing in, and then we're going to rotate externally so our palms are facing forward. So we get a great deal of rotator cuff involvement in these. We're going to switch legs, arms too. The kneeling hammer curl. This is an outstanding exercise for stability for the lower body. Because we're doing these on our knees with our back not supported, we're going to use our core and our spine to stabilize our spine. And then as we come up, we're going to use a great deal of the forearm, the outer bicep. We're also developing some wrist strength. So we start straight up. We keep our posture straight through the whole exercise. We just bring our weights from our sides straight up. This is another stability exercise. This is the wrist curl, but we're going to add an element of stability. I call this a wobble board, and we're going to stand on this as we do our wrist curls. We're going to keep the weights. We're going to keep the weights at our side, just a neutral grip, and we're going to twist in, and we're going to squeeze on each rep. So we step up onto our board. Squeeze in. Core strength is fundamental in generating force and moving efficiently in every plane of motion. We'll throw in 2 or 3 core exercises towards the end of each workout session. The decline Russian twist strengthens the lower back and the outer core trunk muscles. This is done from a decline bench, holding a weight away from the upper body. Rotate at the trunk in a controlled motion to each side. Don't pull with the shoulders. The Cobra Bridge strengthens the muscles of the lower back and those that run along the spine. We start face down on a mat with our arms to our side, keeping our hips on the mat. We raise our arms and our legs to flex the muscles in our spine. We hold at the top, and then we slowly, in a controlled motion, come back down to finish the motion. Our strength training days build power and force production. We'll also have a separate workout focused on increasing the velocity behind our golf swing and increasing our balance and stability throughout the full range of motion. So plyometric jumps, such as the side-to-side jumps and the vertical jumps shown here, build explosive force production and overall coordination. We want to land softly and use our arms for loading the jump. Also, we'll work in some medicine ball drills, such as the overhead slams and the upward twisting toss into the wall to build additional power. One-legged squats are great for both balance and ankle stability. As we go down, we're hinging both at the hips and the working leg knee. So shoot for about 5 reps, and then we'll switch to the other leg. The skater pose is another balance exercise which also improves ankle stability. You reach out across the body towards the opposite foot, bend forward at the waist, and allow the trailing leg to move back and upwards. We'll shoot for about 5 repetitions per leg, and then switch sides. And finally, we'll close out each session with some static stretches of the primary muscles that we hit in that workout. Now, a static stretch is simply a deep stretch which we hold for 30 to 45 seconds. It signals the muscle to override the contraction message from the brain and relax and lengthen. So static stretching after intense work reduces recovery time and improves range of motion, and also reduces the risk of injury. So the first static stretch we'll look at is a static quad stretch. So place your trailing leg on a bench or a chair. Transfer the weight forward to feel the stretch in that trailing quad. Hold this for approximately 30 seconds and repeat for the other leg. You can kind of stand up, sit up tall, and you'll feel the tension on that trailing quad increasing. The next stretch is going to be a hamstring static stretch, and we're going to use a belt or a strap. This allows for a deeper stretch than simply just pulling back with the hands on the calf. And we're going to begin this with a hip stretch. So we're going to pull the knee to the chest and hold for about 30 seconds. Now we're going to straighten the knee. We're going to place the strap over the foot and hold for another 30 to 45 seconds. So there it is. Now, if you follow this program that we've outlined in this video, you'll develop the explosive speed where you need it most, plus overall balance, stability, and better range of motion. I hope to see you on the golf course this year.